What's going on, guys? We got this 2000 Chevy Express and we're replacing every single brake line on this baby. um this one's a little different setup than the GMC trucks, but pretty much these two lines for the master cylinder, um, they run down to the brake pressure control. Right under the truck. Okay, so if you can see, this is it. This is what controls your brakes. There's 5 lines, and they're all different sizes. So you're gonna have to make sure you take one line off at a time if you're gonna replace all of them. But pretty much the 2 lines, I just clipped on these little clips and it runs up to the front. They run in here, and then the front lines actually come out and are just clipped in also. Just break one line off at a time and take the fitting out like I showed you guys in a previous video. Just cut the line as close to the fitting as possible, and then just use a ratchet, because if you try to use a wrench, you're gonna strip them. They always strip if they're rusty. So use a socket and a ratchet. That's how I got all of these out. They were all done. Okay, so the 2 from the master cylinder go in here, the 2 front ones go in here, and then the main rear one runs up the frame of the truck. Let's go down here. It runs up the frame of the truck. You can see it is dangling right here. This one with the tape goes all the way to the back. So I already have it loose. I'm just working on taking it off the rest of the way from the back. Don't let it scare you. If you keep track of every line one by one, what I did is I took every single line off one by one. I broke the old one off, and then kept everything together, fittings and everything, and then I just wrapped them up. But here's my diagram for the lines. Let's see if it makes sense to you guys. But that's the master control right there. So 2 lines in the master cylinder. One's a small line, one's a large line. This one goes to number 5. I just numbered them like this so I could remember, but the large line goes to the left side, the small sign left lower, small line goes to the right lower. Rear line is number 3. Passenger side is the middle, and driver side is the first one. And then when the rear line goes back, connects to the hose, and in the hose, each one of the wheel lines connect to it. It's got like a little fitting already on it. I'll show you guys. I haven't bought any other lines. I'm literally just gonna buy pre-made lines with the correct fitting and just run them straight through. But as soon as you take one fitting off, one line off, tie it up, don't lose it. Put all your shit in a little Ziploc bag. See, this is the stuff from my main line. This is the fitting from the control. And then when I have the whole line off, I'm gonna wrap it up. So when I do go buy it, I can have everything together, organized, and I don't get messed up. Let me show you. My truck's a mess right now, but okay, so here's an example. That's one of the lines, right? In here is a little diagram. See right there? I made a little diagram and I filled it in, whichever one. This is it from the control, the main control. And then I know where it goes. I keep the fittings and everything. So then when I do go get my pre-made line, I just line it up. Make sure it's about the same distance. Make sure my fittings are correct. And then I'm going to tie this little paper onto the new lines so I know where they go. All my shit's tangled up in here, but you get the idea. Whatever line, just tie it up. Right. I'm in the process of removing this rear line. Let me show you guys. Okay, so that rear line I just showed you guys in the front, it connects to this hose right here. We got all 3 new hoses, and then the rear lines connect to this little T fitting here. This is the passenger side. I'm about to break this one off, remove the fitting, and then that's the driver. So how am I gonna get it out? I'm gonna break the line off right near the fitting, and then I'm gonna just use a ratchet to get it out. And then my only worry is when I bleed this. Before I even run any new lines, I'm gonna make sure my bleeder screw comes out, because if my bleeder screw, it's right there, if my bleeder screw is too rusty to come out, like that fitting looks like shit, if either one of those don't come out, I'm gonna have to replace the whole brake cylinder. And you know, all the hardware, might as well for the rear shoes. But I'm hoping everything comes out perfect, and then I'm just gonna install new bleeder screws, and then obviously I'll have new fittings with the new lines. But that's it, guys. That's all it is to it. It looks freaking complicated when you're trying to figure out where the lines run, but once you draw them out, it's pretty simple. So get it done. I'll keep you guys updated once I remove these and start running the lines. My front lines are all off. Just gotta do this rear one, and then we're set to go. Alright guys,